So you have this brand new Thor Vegas. You're gonna go travel to those destinations that you've only been dreaming about until you realize that maybe your RV should be at a lowrider convention, because these things sit ridiculously low. So let's talk about what's included in this front suspension on the off-grid package. First of all, it's going to be a coil spring. This coil spring is going to have a higher spring rate, helping you reduce the overall body roll that you would typically get out of one of these coaches. We've added a 2.0 Fox shock. That's going to control the compression and rebound, absorb all the bumps, dips in the road. We know that you want a smooth driving coach. You want a comfortable coach. We added a extended radius arm. This extended radius arm is over 9 inches longer than the stock radius arm, and it also includes a new radius arm bracket. It allows us to move your suspension slightly forward. If you decide to run a larger tire, you're going to have plenty of clearance on the back portion of the wheel well. We've also added our modified I-beams on there to correct the camber. And the last thing in this front kit is going to be a sway bar drop bracket. And all we're doing is we're supplying you with the brackets in order to drop it down. You're not going to have to run a heavy duty sway bar or any of the other gimmicky type things that people would try to sell you as upgrades on this. We're just fixing the root of the issues with the suspension, as well as giving you additional clearance. We do offer a steering stabilizer for the front of it as well. So that's going to wrap up the front of this. This thing looks killer. Let's finish up the suspension on this and head to the back. Most of these coaches come overloaded for the springs, and that's why they sit really low. And that's why we put a larger spring in it. We're going to build you a spring to the weight of your coach, as well as the desired height of your coach. It's not a one-size-fits-all leaf spring. You're going to reduce the amount of sway that you have, making your coach more comfortable. It's also going to help with the weight carrying capacity of your coach as well. There's no need to run airbags or sumo springs. When you have the right set of springs in your coach, there is no need for these other band-aids that people highly recommend. The last thing that we did in the rear of this, and this is going to be a set of Fox shocks. A good set of shocks is going to be the key to making any vehicle ride better. So we're running a 2.0 Fox gas pressured shock, which is going to be a monotube shock, so it's going to have more oil in it, which is obviously key to keeping your shock cooler and reducing the amount of shock fade that you would typically get out of other people's shocks. Big benefits in a little package when it comes to these Fox shocks. That's going to wrap up the kit. Now let's talk about the next thing that we did on this. Wheels, tires, front and rear bumpers. You heard me correct, front and rear bumpers. Good, let's have some fun. We're going to keep going. We did add a larger set of tires on this. This is a set of 235/85/16 tires. When you have the dually set up, the tire is not going to rub. We've actually powder coated the hubcaps on this one black. We did add a set of tire inflators as well. It's an inexpensive upgrade that you can do to your coach to really make it easier to be able to inflate or deflate your tires. Front of these Thor Vegas is just don't have a lot of front end protection, so we thought, hey, why not build something really neat on here? I would love to hear your guys' feedback. If you have a Thor Vegas or Access and would like to run a winch, we do have a winch mount coming soon that will bolt in to your Thor Vegas or Access. Behind all of this, you don't even have to run the front bumper. This thing is awesome. I think it's really neat and really makes this coach just stand out looking bitchin'. We're heading to the back. Let's go. We added a rear bumper to the back of this Thor Vegas, equipped with all the necessary stuff that you're going to need on that next camping trip. I'm really hoping you guys don't need the spare, but that's key to this rear bumper. Right behind it, we added a folding table mount as well as the folding table. The next thing that we added was this box and box mount. It's going to swing out 90 and 180 degrees, also going to give you storage space, which is going to be really key as well, because we know that there's always things that you want to be able to store that you don't necessarily want inside your motorhome. This bumper is all going to work with your stock trailer hitch. This is all just going to replace your stock bumper that you have on the back of your Thor Vegas. This has got to give you a lot of ideas if you have a Thor Vegas and you're thinking, hey, this is some upgrades that I would really like to do. Let me know down in the comment section below.